Here I am. I am a 72-year-old, growing older person, a physician who works part-time. Probably demographically, I'm semi-retired, and I practice my craft of 45 years at a community hospital in Brooklyn. And I love my work. Another descriptor that I'm equally proud of and that I love very much is that of a community organizer. And I just want to mention the community organizer of Uber organizers, my best friend Elberg is here. We're going to talk to her later. I've learned a lot from her. And as an organizer over the last 30 years, I've participated in building a number of grassroots, humanistic community projects that's commitment is to human development. I'm a founder and builder of the All-Stars Project, the East Side Institute, where we are today, and I am an active builder of independent politics. I'm also the mother of 2 grown daughters, a teacher of young physicians, a daughter of a 97-year-old mother, and more recently have been diagnosed as one of 8 women in this country with breast cancer. And as a community organizer and as a physician educator, I have been called upon to, quote, perform, to do things that I did not know how to do. I had no idea. Although I attended so many of the most prestigious academic institutions in this country, they did not prepare me for what I was going to be doing, particularly as a community organizer. And I just found some of these things very, very challenging. When I first started organizing, I was a founder and fundraiser, which I knew nothing about, for the All-Stars Project, going out in the street, knocking on doors, on the telephone, asking people to give to a program for youth development. And it was really a challenge when I was asked to become the first chair of the board of directors of the All-Stars Project, in which I served on for 8 years, and in its early years, and knew nothing about how to do that. And all of these performances involve doing what I didn't know how to do. And also not just knowing what I didn't know how to do, but knowing anything about the activity of doing what I didn't know how to do, which meant asking others, being dumb, saying, I don't know how to do this, help me. And it's, in some ways, Fred Newman and Lois Holzman, the founders of the Institute, describe this activity as building the boat as we're crossing the sea. And I just want to say a word about performance, because I think we all have different meanings for this, experiences with, thoughts about, well, what is performance? And here at the East Side, I wanted to just say what we do think about performance and have a very specific understanding that performance is this very human activity of being both at one time you are who you are, and that being who you're not, or who you're becoming, or what's possible. And we do that through performing. And we're all performers, not just those professionals that are getting up on stage, but we all have that capacity. And young children learn to acquire language skills and enter the world as speakers because they are performing as speakers, much before they learn the rules of language. And as adults, we believe we can learn new ways of being, new skills, and continue to grow and develop throughout our lifetimes. And performance is a social activity. It's something we do with other people. So now, as a person growing older, with some of the baggage that brings, I began to ask the question, does that require a new performance? Things are changing, but can I simply be growing old, as an older person and do things the same as I always did, as when I was 40? Well, as 50? As 60? No, it didn't work. And so I'm not into demographics or chronological age, but I do think things were changing. And I was thinking about when I had children, I thought at the time, well, I'll just have children and keep my life going just like it was. Well, that was a shock. And I wasn't prepared for it. I knew nothing about performance, but I knew that I didn't know how to do that. And it called for something different on my part. So I'm very happy that I know something about performance. So I know something about what this means now. And I think we need to think about performance as people growing older and all of that which it brings. And our challenge today, and as people who are doing that, I think, how do we do that in a super alienated, hyper-commodified, youth-obsessed culture? How do we create new performances, or a new performance that is in some way coherent with who we are, that isn't heroic? There's a lot of people that write about heroic, older people, that isn't humiliated, that is one that's not overdetermined by our chronological age, and that includes the very limitations and disabilities that come with aging.